Hello friends, you're welcome back to my channel. What I have today is how to cut a boy shirt in a very simple way. So let's start. So I have the length of this shirt to be 22 inches, but I'm going to add extra 1 inch for the folding. So I'm going to measure 22 inches, but before then, this is the fabric. This is the right side of this fabric, while this plain one is the wrong side, and that is why I've just folded it like this. So right now, like I said, the length 22 inches plus 1 inch, giving me 23 inches. So I'm going to mark 23 inches first. So I will also place my tape rule here, 23 inches to give me a straight line. So I'm going to connect these lines together. So I connect these lines together, as you can see. So I've marked the length of this shirt. So I'm going to mark 2 inches inward for my button seat. Can you see? 2 inches for my button seat. So this is how I'm going to mark from edge to edge. 2 inches, 2 inches. So having marked 2 inches to the length line, so I'm going to connect this line together. So as you can see, I've connected the lines. So right now, I'm going to place my tape rule here. So I'm going to mark 1.75 inches as the depth of the front panel. So I have it here, that is less than 2 inches. So here I bring it 1.775 inches. So I'm going to connect these lines together. Can you see? So I've connected the lines together. So right now, I'm going to measure the shoulder line. The shoulder line is 14 inches. And 14 inches divided by 2, I have 7 inches. So I have it here. You can see where I place it, excluding the button set. So I have my 14 inches here. That is 14 divided by 2, 7 inches. Sorry. So I bring this line from this point. I connect it to this line. So for my armhole line, I'm going to measure 7 inches. Now to determine the armhole line, what I have on the bust, whatever I have on the bust circumference, I'm going to divide it by 4. Then I subtract 1 out of it. Now the bust of this particular shirt is 32 inches. Now 32 inches divided by 4, I have 8 inches. 8 inches minus 1, and we have 7 inches. So I'm going to mark 7 inches downward. So it's going to be for my armhole line. So at that point, I'm going to measure my my bust circumference. So as you can see, you see where I placed the tape rule here. This place, I'm less concerned with this place. This place is already for the button seat. So I'm going to measure the bust circumference right now. I said the bust circumference is 32 inches divided by 4. I have 8 inches. So here is my 8 inches. Plus 1 inch for my seam allowance. So I'm going to connect this line to this point here. So I'm going to place my tape rule up to this point, up to the length of this shirt. Here I have 14 inches. Half of 14 gives me 7. So whatever I have on the bust circumference, I'm going to deduct it by 1. I will reduce it by 1 for the waist line. So here, what I have here, I have 8 inches. So this 8 inches, bringing it down to the waistline, I'm going to reduce it, like I said, by 1. So I will be marking 7 inches here, plus 1 inch for my seam allowance. So coming to the down part, whatever I have here on the bust is exactly what I'm going to transfer here. So I have 8 inches plus 1 inch as my seam allowance. So right now I'm going to connect these lines together. So having connected that, now I'm going to come down here for the neckline. The length of the neckline is 2.5 inches. You see where I place my tape rule? So I'm going to mark 2.5 inches for the neckline. So right now I'm going to make a slant curve here, then I connect this like so. This is for my neckline. Then I'm going to connect this point to this as my shoulder slope. Can you see? So right now I'm going to cut. But before that, I'm going to make a curve on the armhole line. So what I have here is 7 inches. Half of 7 inches, I have 3.5 inches. Then I make a curve. This first curve is for the back panel, while the second curve is for the front panel. So I cut it out. So this is my front panel. So I'm going to use this front panel to cut the back panel. Now, as you can see, I've placed the front panel, and you see, on this to cut out the back piece. So right now, if you look at this place, you discover that there is a gap, a little gap. So the width of the back panel is usually less than, it's usually 0.7, between 0.7 to 0.8, smaller than that of the front panel, and that is why I've reduced it like so, as you can see. So right now we are going to start. I'm going to mark the shoulder line. Like I said, the shoulder line is 14 inches. 14 inches divided by 2, I have 7 inches. So here is my 7 inches. I'm going to mark 7 inches. So right now, from that point, I'm going to mark 1.25 inches. That is less than 1.5 inches. So 1.25 inches. So here I'm going to mark also here 1.25 inches, less than 1.5 inches. So I'm going to connect this line to this line. Can you see? So right now, my shoulder line, oh sorry, my neckline, 2.5 inches. I mark it here. 2.5 inches. So I connect this line. This is my neckline. So right now, I'm going to make a curve from here. Can you see? So I'm going to connect this to this place. This is for my shoulder, the slope of my shoulder, shoulder slope rather. So I connect. Can you see? So I'll just mark it down to meet this armhole line. So right now, I'm going to I'm going to mark this line to trace the line of this front panel on this fabric to give me the back piece. So for the length, I also trace it. Can you see? So right now, I'm going to cut it out. Now, before I cut it out, I'm going to make a curve at the base here. So I'm going to reduce this by 2 inches, between 2 or 2.5 inches for the curve. So I'm using 2.5 inches here. So I cut it off. So this is how it's going to be. I trace it by cutting it off. So by the time I'm done with this, then we move to the cutting of the sleeve. Now to cut the back patch, so you can see I folded it into two. So it's after this that I will cut the sleeve. So I'm going to measure 7 inches for the shoulder line. I have my 7 inches here. So from this point, I'm going to measure 1.25 inches. Then here 1.25 inches. That is less than 1.5 inches. So I'm going to connect these lines. So this is serving as the back turning. This one I'm cutting, serving as the back turning. So right now, the neckline 2.5 inches, I have it here. Then I'm going to make a curve for the neckline, after which I connect this line to this point as my shoulder slope. So I'm going to connect this. So I'm going to measure 6.5 inches. So I'm going to cut it out. So this will be for the back patch. So right now I'm going to cut the sleeve. So for the sleeve length is 7 inches. So I'm going to connect these lines. I'm going to mark 2.5 inches downward. So I mark 6 inches. So I make a curve. So the mouth sleeve is 12 inches, and 12 divided by 2, I have 6 inches plus 0.5. So I connect this together. So I'm going to cut it off. So I cut it off. So we have come to the conclusion of this tutorial. If you have any question, please let me know by dropping your question in the comment section for me to attend to. I thank you so much for taking your time to watch this video. Till I come your way again, let's call it a day. Bye for now.